Good morning, juniors. This is a quick video on how to format your quotations in your research paper, especially if you have long quotations that should be formatted as block quotes. This is the link I made for you for the honors links for the research paper. This is in your folder, but you can also just get to the best page, which is the Purdue OWL. That has a lot of information about MLA citing, and I just have a QAR code here that you can actually just click on with your phone and scan and get to the page. And then the link is up top here. So anyway, here we go with MLA formatting quotations. So it tells you all about the short quotations, which we've already been over, but I just want to restate that the punctuation always goes outside the parentheses for whatever it is, unless you have taken words out of context and put them into the sentence. Like in this case, this first one, according to some dreams express, quote, profound aspects of personality. Then you put the author right next to it, comma, though others disagree. So in this case, this is just a partial quote in a sentence, and that's how you would address it. But for the most part, you will do this type, and it will be at the end of the parentheses. So, okay. In this case, a question mark appears outside the parentheses because that's how it ended. You will not have two periods. It is just one outside the parentheses. Okay, now here's the trick with long quotations. Try to avoid having too many. As a rule of thumb, maybe I would have one every 2 to 3 pages. You shouldn't have a long quotation on every single page of your paper. So, and they should be something that's really important when you're using a long quote. But if there are more than 4 lines of prose, we're not going to talk about poetry here. Prose is just nonfiction, which is what you're using. Then you are going to start the quotation on a new line with the entire quote indented 1 inch from the left margin while maintaining double spacing. Your parenthetical citation should come after the closing punctuation mark. So that's a difference. And here's the example down here. So the quote is being introduced here. Nellie Dean treats Heathcliff poorly and dehumanizes him throughout her narration. That's the author of the paper's words. There's a colon, and then this is indented 1 inch. As you can see, it looks like it's about 10 spaces. And then the period comes at the end of the quote, no quotation marks, parentheses, and then the author's last name. You will probably not have a page number, so do not put in page numbers. But that is how you would format a long quote. And this site continues to tell you a little bit more about citing paragraphs. Another thing is if you're going to add or omit a word in a quotation. This shows you how to do that. So let's say that you want your paper to flow better, but the way you have the quote doesn't quite sound right. You can add words. You add words by putting brackets around them, as this author did right here. So here's what the person did. Here's how it reads. Jan Harold Grunwald, in an essay on urban legends, states, some individuals, and bracket, who retell urban legends, make a point of learning every rumor or tale. So the author's words that this person is citing is some individuals make a point of learning every rumor or tale. That's the word for word account. The writer of the paper added who retell urban legends in brackets. That's their word. So that you can do that if you want to make a quote flow better. Another thing you can do is omit some words if your quotation is really long. Again, if you want to avoid those block quotes and you just want to, maybe you want to start maybe the beginning of the paragraph that you really like that part, and then maybe it goes along with the ending, you may use what's called an ellipsis. So it's 3 periods. So preceded and followed by a space. Here we go. In an essay on urban legends, Jan Harold Brunvand notes that some individuals make a point of learning every recent rumor or tale, ... and in a short time, a lively exchange of details occurs. And again, the period goes outside. Since if you were writing this from an online text, you wouldn't even have parentheses here. You would just have the period inside the quote because the author's stated here. But that is how you can omit words or add them. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, the OWL is a great resource to go to. It tells you everything, even works cited and indentation for everything, the whole format. So you can go through any of this if you are ever confused. Okay, that's about it. Good luck.